Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the topic of sub-categorization of schedule caste, what the Supreme Court has recently said and why is there a reserved verdict on it, and what as of now is happening on this topic. So first of all, about the timeline, first we'll be looking at the news, then what are the arguments from both sides, what is the constitutional aspect to it, history of the whole ruling about the subcategorization or the reservation within the marginalized, then reconsidering the E.V. Chinaiya ruling, and then in the end a prelims question. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is polity section, and also important from GS paper 1, that is society. So let's begin. The news talks about, should some scheduled caste get more quota benefits than others? What is the debate in which Apex Court has reserved verdict? So the topic is that there is scheduled caste, and the topic which has arisen is that the reservation that scheduled caste gets now within the marginalized section, should there be a difference between the people who are not economically weaker or who have done well and they have lifted themselves as compared to the castes which are very marginalized. So it is about the marginalized among the marginalized or the vulnerable among the vulnerable. So should some scheduled caste get more quota benefits than others? So it is saying that within the scheduled caste, so the reservation which already scheduled caste has, so that reservation or the benefits or the quota benefits, that within the scheduled caste there should be some communities who will get more benefits as compared to the other communities, and this is all within the scheduled caste. So the 7-judge constitution bench, which is headed by the Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, has reserved its judgment in the sub classification among scheduled caste case. So sub classification, it means that within the scheduled caste there should be sub classification. First, now what is the argument that is being raised? It is about that few states are saying that some castes are grossly underrepresented in comparison with the so-called dominant scheduled caste. So it is saying that within the scheduled caste there are some castes which are dominant, which are economically more well off as compared to others, while there are few castes which are extremely marginalized. Even though the scheduled caste earlier untouchables have, over the decades or over a period of time, they have been a lot through the discrimination that has been done to them, but now few of the states are saying that few communities within the scheduled caste, because they have moved forward with regard to economic background or political background, then they should not get benefit as much as the other marginalized caste within the scheduled caste should get, because they do not have the jobs, they do not have the economic viability, they do not have the proper source of income, so they should get more benefit as compared to others. Then there should be create a separate quota for such caste within the scheduled caste quota of 15% to ensure that the benefits are adequately distributed. Now what happens is that there is one group called scheduled caste, and there is reservation given to that scheduled caste. As of now, sub classification within the scheduled caste do not exist in our country, but it is talking about that the groups which are more dominant, they should not get much benefit of it, because they themselves are well off enough that they should not be getting, they do not need those benefits. So instead of them, the benefits should be given to others. Now about the constitutional aspect. So according to the article 341 of the Indian constitution, if we talk about the E.V. Chinnaiya versus state of Andhra Pradesh case which happened in the year 2004, it talked about that it is only the president. So only the president could notify which communities could receive reservation benefits or not, and states did not have the power to tamper with this. So the article 241 with regard to the E.V. Chinnaiya versus the state of Andhra Pradesh, it talks about that only the president of India has the power to know which communities will get the benefit within the scheduled caste. States do not have any right in that. So as of now, states do not have any right in this case. Now what happens is that few of the states which are raising this demand that there should be sub-classification within the scheduled caste. Now if we go by the article 341 and if we go by the judgment in the E.V. Chinnaiya versus the state of Andhra Pradesh, states do not have the right to tamper with the reservation. It is only the president of India which has this right. So there is a conflict with regard to this judgment also, that states as of now are arguing that the states can speak on this issue, and because the communities are staying in the states, then states should also have the right to put forward their points. Now about the history. So in the year 1975, if we talk about, then it was Punjab government which issued a notification dividing its 25% scheduled caste reservation into two categories. So this is with regard to the year 1975. So at that point of time, the Punjab government, they issued a notification and they divided their 25% scheduled caste population into two categories. And these two categories was that one category was in which the most marginalized sections or the communities of the scheduled caste was included, while in the other category the all other communities were included. So this happened in the year 1975, but this notification by the Punjab government, it ran into legal hurdles, and what happened then was that with regard to the E.V. Chinnaiya versus the state of Andhra Pradesh 2014 case, what happened was that Supreme Court struck down the Andhra Pradesh Scheduled Caste Rationalization of Reservation Act 2000 for being violative of the right to equality. So see, in 1975 Punjab government notified that it will divide its scheduled caste population into two categories, but this ran into legal hurdles, and the legal hurdles was that with regard to the E.V. Chinnaiya versus state of Andhra Pradesh case, in this case the Supreme Court struck down a Andhra Pradesh Scheduled Caste Act of the year 2000. So this act was struck down by the Supreme Court, and this talked about that it is being violative of the right to equality. As right to equality, that is Article 14, it talks about the right to equality, and it says that if there is one group called scheduled caste and it has been regarded that this group, if one community will get more benefit and other community will get less benefit, then it will go against their right to equality. So within them, as it is a homogeneous group, discrimination cannot be done. So on this right to equality point, the Andhra Pradesh Scheduled Caste Act 2000 was struck down. Then the subclassification would violate the right to equality by treating communities within the category differently. So the points that why subclassification cannot be done was this, that if subclassification will be done, then it will go against the Article 14, that is right to equality, and it is a fundamental right. As scheduled caste is a homogeneous group, if we will give one community more advantage and benefit and more reservation as compared to the other community, then it will be a violation. Then scheduled caste list must be treated as a single homogeneous group. And then the Punjab and Haryana High Court in Dr. Kishan Pal versus State of Punjab struck down the 1975 notification. So the 1975 notification, in which the 25% schedule caste reservation into two categories was done. So this was struck down by the Punjab and Haryana High Court, and in Dr. Kishan Pal versus State of Punjab. So Dr. Kishan Pal versus State of Punjab was in favor of E.V. Chinaiya versus State of Andhra Pradesh, and it struck down the 1975 notification. Then reconsidering the E.V. Chinaiya ruling, now there is demand from the states that E.V. Chinaiya ruling should be reconsidered. So the ruling noted that the court and the state cannot be a silent spectator and shut its eyes to stark realities. And the point that has been raised is that over a period of time it has been seen that the state cannot just be looking into the things, they should be having the power to do something or to make changes. Then unequals within the list of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and socially and educationally backward classes. So those who are marginalized, or those who are vulnerable, more among the vulnerables, so if they should be getting more benefits. So if there is inequality within the scheduled caste or scheduled tribes or other backward classes, then more benefits should be given to them. And E.V. Chinaiya decision, the concept of a creamy layer has also trickled down to scheduled caste reservation. So if we talk about the E.V. Chinaiya case, then it talked about that states do not have the right to participate in the reservation point of the scheduled caste, and it is only the president who has the right. But E.V. Chinaiya decision also talked about the concept of the creamy layer, and this creamy layer concept also trickled down the scheduled caste reservation. And then in the year 2018, it came the Jarnail Singh versus Lakshmi Narayan Gupta case. So the Jarnail Singh versus Lakshmi Narayan Gupta case of 2019, it talked about that Supreme Court upheld the concept of creamy layer within the scheduled caste too. So even the Supreme Court upheld this concept of creamy layer within the scheduled caste. It means that the people who earn more than a specific income, or the people who work or who enter the services or who are in the apex level services or group A services, these kind of people, they should not be getting the benefits of the reservation, as they have the financial backing and they have the desired qualifications. So they should not be taking advantage of the backing which is given to them by the government. So creamy layer within a group means that the communities which are as compared to the other communities of the same group, these communities or these people are doing much better as compared to the other, and they now do not need reservation. So in the Jarnail Singh versus Lakshmi Narayan Gupta case, the concept of creamy layer within the scheduled caste also came up, and it applied to promotions of scheduled caste for the first time in the year 2018. So in 2018, the concept also came and entered into the promotions of the scheduled caste. So if we will see that E.V. Chinaiya ruling is playing a very big role in this topic of subcategorization of scheduled caste. And if we talk about more things with this regard, then now this whole concept of subcategorization of scheduled caste has moved from a 5 judge bench to a larger 7 judge bench, and now whatever the verdict will come from the side of the 7 judge constitution bench, that will prevail. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. So which among the following communities belong specifically to the state of Punjab? So that is Balmikis, Mazhabi Sikh, Madiga, Paswan. Select the correct code. 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or both 3 and 4. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.